who do you turn to, John?
Well, you just hope for the Bison bench to show up, and I'm really surprised Cardenas has been shut down like he has with Weedle out of the game. Maybe this can get Cardenas going. Mount, we saw there with a great crossover dribble. That reminds me of Coursey, and surprised he's not in the ball game yet. He had 3 offensive rebounds in the first half. Martin, great hustle. Cardenas with the good hands, the best hands in the AAC, picks it up. Bison running. The crowd's starting to get into it. They pull it out.
Man, there's a lot of physical contact down in the paint. I think Mike Kendall was matched up there with David Smith down low, and it was a...
Here's a big fella working. He's fouled. That's not going to count. No good. 50-49. He will be shooting 2.
That foul being charged to...
That's going to be on Roberts, I believe, number 30.
That's right. Number 30, Sam Roberts draws the foul, his first. Cardenas to the line for 2. Very good free throw shooter, Eric Cardenas.
Cardenas is second in the nation in individual field goal percentage.
You see the replay of this play here. Cardenas gets the ball down low. See Sam Roberts playing against him. And yeah, probably a decent call. Once again, it's one of those you can call a lot. There's a lot of body contact and it's hard to see on the replay.
What has been surprising about Cardenas is, as I mentioned, he's second in the nation in field goal percentage, shooting 70%. And in the first half, he was 1 for 4. So you know Weedle's done a good job on Cardenas. Sam Roberts, also when Joe Kennedy came in, and also Damian Bennett, they have a lot of depth in the post. And but now maybe Cardenas can work out a little bit here and score some points. 52-49.
Part of the difference, I think, in the depth of the Eagles and the depth of the Bison is the depth of the Eagles comes certainly in bodies on the floor and good players, but not as many offensive threats in depth. Jay Mock, as we look at him running the show right now, averages about 10 points a game. He could possibly step up for Coach Hayes. Also, Gilvain, who is not.
I cannot believe that call.
Wow. I don't even know what I was talking about. Did you see David Smith on Mike Hendren in the paint? I thought that's where the call was going to come because Hendren was practically doubled over with David Smith saddling him up.
Now, I don't know if I see this correct, but it looked like Hayes was looking down at the Bison bench and Hoffman saying that was bad.
I think he was. I think he was saying, I don't know what they're doing, because he certainly thought he got a bad call last time down the court and thinks that was probably a bad call.
But he'll take it, I guarantee it. 52-52. I cannot believe that call. And he got the continuation. That's what kills me. But Hendren.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think continuation is a rule anymore, is it?
Hendren with 2. That puts the Bison back up. Hoffman just held up his hand. He wanted a foul there. Now this time Martin's on Brown. Brown has just been swamped.
The referee certainly winning no friends on either end of the court, but then again, when do they?
Roberts scores. Roberts is not known as a scorer, and the pitch for the Eagles are going crazy because Roberts is putting in some points.
Roberts only averages 3 points a game. But if the Bison are going to come away, or if the Eagles are going to come away with something, Roberts is going to have to be one that steps up in the absence of Brad Weedle.
Mock inside. Roberts again. Martin diving on the floor.
I think certainly with Brad Weedle out, the Bison need to make the Eagles feel it. They need to turn on the heat right here and jump ahead so that they have to put Brad Weedle in soon, get Brad Weedle his 5th foul, and then make him a non-factor the rest of the game.
I think we might see Lamont Ford in here sometime soon. And right now, Tito Pena's in the ball game, and Mike Hendren playing the forwards position. Or I guess Tito would actually be playing the center, and Mike's
playing the 4, I imagine. Gilvain now in the game. Gilvain in the game with 4 fouls.
56,
no, Gilvain has 3 fouls.
56-44, or 56-54, excuse me, 2-point lead. Coursey, there's going to be a foul on the floor. Martin huddling the team up. There's 9 team fouls on the Eagles. So 1 more and they'll be in the double bonus, but right now he'll be shooting 1-1.
3rd foul on Joe Kennedy, the 6'6" freshman post out of Mustang.
Kennedy's got 2. Lamont Ford back in the game. Also Quinn Woolridge. This is, I believe, a good lineup in for the Bison right now. This is a more running and if you double Lamond or Tito, you can always kick it out to Woolridge for the 3. Of course, he can break down people and misses the first of the one-on-one. So let's see here, 56-54. Corsi's on the point guard mock. Kennedy inside. Brown picks it out. Martin getting his hands all over the place.
Martin playing some great defense against Danny Brown. Once again, need to shut him down. He's an offensive threat. Govain.
Govain's got a quick first step.
And he is a solid offensive contributor for Dan Hayes. He contributes about 13.5 points a game.
Mock trying to break down Corsi. Good defense with his legs. A pick. Brown, 3. Off. Rebound. Corsi. Corsi trying to look for an outlet. Finds Martin. One thing about the Eagles, they have got back on defense. Bison's break has been nil and void, really. Woolridge for 3. Short. Woolridge missed the 3 wide open. That's probably the best look he's had all night. Brown.
Almost a lot, but a good body control.
Good body control. And the absence of Brad Weedle has done nothing except help the Eagles. Corsi in the paint. Stripped again. Timeout by Danny Brown. Eagles on a run here, 58-54. They were down by 1 point with 14.
You're still on.
They have to make him feel the absence of Brad Wheeler in order to get him back in the game. And with Sam Roberts playing the way he is, and you see that 2 points right there, with Sam Roberts is going to continue to contribute. Brad Wheeler can warm that spot. And Sam Roberts is playing an inspired game. You see him there on defense, he's playing well. Body control by Danny Brown checks out of the game with 4 fouls and not many points. I think Danny Brown has just scored 2 points if I'm not mistaken. But a hard foul there going against Mike Henry, who makes good on the first. The Eagles fairly comfortable with, I think, their lineup right now. We talk about Sam Roberts is playing pretty inspired ball. And as long as you can rest Wheel, you're pretty comfortable. Govain has a number of fouls, but he's also a solid offensive contributor. That's 4 on Govain right there. That makes another offensive contributor. No, that's 5. I'm sorry. No, I believe he just has 4. They took one away from him earlier. Just 4. When you look at his 9 minutes, Damian Bennett he may just have 3 fouls. We talked about him late in the first half having 3 fouls, and he hasn't had many minutes in the second half as of yet. Don't really recall. I think he may have 3. But you look at this, you see 9 minutes left. The Eagles getting a little thin in their front court scoring. You know, if you could shut down Sam Roberts, oddly enough. But Danny Brown with 4 fouls, Wheeler with 4 fouls, Gilvain with 4 fouls. These are their major contributors on offense.
Ford will take a seat. Tito Pena back in the ball game. 59-65.
Bison defense really needs to make a stop here.
It looks like the Bison are in a matchup zone here. They are in a zone. Looks like a 2-3 zone.
And when we say they need to make a stop here, it's not like it's...
Frazier, blocked by Morrissey.
Not necessarily needed for the points, but needed for momentum, and that certainly helps right there. Get the rebound here.
Bennett with a big offensive rebound, but he won't get credit for it because there's a foul first, and that's on Frazier. And that's the 10th team foul, so they should get the double bonus here, and Morrissey will be shooting 2.
Should be shooting 2 at the other end.
That is 4 fouls on Frazier.
Checking into the game for the Eagles will be number 35, Joe Kennedy, the freshman post out of Mustang. Checking out Craig Frazier. Joe Frazier, the boxer. Checking out will be Craig Frazier.
Frazier was not smoking on that last 3-point attempt as he was blocked. Hayes telling him how to do a pump fake.
Kevin Morrissey to the line for the first of 2. There's 1.
5-point difference.
Look at that play again. As we see, this will be the 10th team foul. You see Mott going up for 3 here. And we'll see underneath Kevin Morrissey coming for the rebound. And really,
I give Frazier 2 on the takedown.
well, he did wrap him around the shoulders and take him down. The Bison now trail by 4, 61-65. Approaching 9 minutes left in the game. A big defensive stop and a momentum shift could be coming right here. The fans trying to get into the game.
A 4-point game. Kennedy to Bennett. Wrap around the seat. Good defense. Bison switch back to a man. Oh, no, they're staying in the zone.
One thing you like to see, the Eagles have 3 freshmen on the floor without that game experience. And in a tough game, there's Sam Roberts coming up short there.
That's probably more like Roberts usually shoots like.
And that certainly helps because we want them to get Brad Rudy back in the game so that we can then pick up a stiff possibly and get out.
That should be goaltending too.
It should be goaltending.
That's a foul. He had his hand on the rim. The ball was not near it, but you think that you get the offensive interference.
I believe that's still, nobody's making the call though. Don't understand that. Coach Hoffman, of course, doesn't understand it either.
That's 4 fouls on number 50, Bennett. So that's 3 fouls, or 3 players with 4 fouls, or I think 4 players with 4 fouls.
4 players with 4 fouls. And here's a look at that shot again, and you hear us talking about the offensive interference. Technically, and here we go, you see Kevin Morrissey with the ball out top. This is it down low to Tito Pena. Now Bennett comes over the top and grabs the rim. So I think technically that is supposed to be offensive interference if you grab the rim, but I don't know.
I believe it is because he had grabbed the rim before he blocked the shot.
Yeah. But the call not coming, and Hoffman a little confused as most everybody's a little confused. Tito not convert on either of the free throw opportunities.
So we still have a 4-point advantage for the Eagles, 65-61. You see the time left in the ball game. Mock is and Seat back to the smaller lineup, the quicker lineup. And we see
3 freshmen on the floor for Coach Hayes.
The senior with a 3, no good. Hindered a big rebound. This zone, this 2-3 zone has really affected the play of the Eagles. Nice adjustment there by Hoffman.
It's a great play. Without Wheatle in the game, you can afford to let some of the men come free. You're not as concerned about.
Nice pass.
Great pass by Kevin Morrissey. Great finish by Tito Pena going up strong in the paint. And there's a timeout by the Eagles right now with the Bison gaining the momentum, trailing by 2. The crowd is back in this one.
63-65 is our score. And Sooner Athletic Conference, let's quickly just go over the standings real quick. OBU is 21 overall, 3-0. They're leading the conference. Southern Nazarene and Phillips are both 2-1 in conference. They're in second. And then you've got a slew of others at 1 and 2. Lubbock Christian, Oklahoma City, Wayland Baptist, and John Brown. This is going to be a tight race this year. So the point here is that OBU needs to protect the home court advantage because the road team has been 9-3 so far in the SAC.
Here's a look at that play again as we get a chance to see Tito Pena getting the dish from Kevin Morrissey. And just the court vision from the Bison. I'll tell you, as they're always looking for, it's a trademark of Bob Hoffman teams who could dish across the way. Kevin Morrissey driving in with his man to commit. Tito Pena for the easy 2.
Freeze.
Great looking basket right there. We can see this Brad Weedle back in the game for the Eagles with 4 fouls. He will have to be playing tentatively. The Bison can play him fairly strong as Mike Hendon, I think, just has 2 fouls on the floor and guarding Brad Weedle, keeping him out top. And that's something that you need to make, we talked about, you need to make the Bison feel it. You need to make the Eagles feel it. But he didn't on that time. Brad Weedle fouled. He's the first in of the 1-and-1. Interesting call once again in the paint. Jockeying for position. They call Mike Hendon for the foul. And back in. Clay Martin brings the ball up for the Bison. That pulls the Bison within 1 point as we approach 7 minutes left in the game. And gets the crowd fired up. Good defensive play by the Bison. Get the ball into Weedle. I believe they're calling that foul on number 40, David Smith, the 6'4" senior forward from Edmond. That will be number 3 on Smith.
Entering for the Bison, number 45, Tito Pena. The line shooting to number 35, Mike Henry.
Mike Hendon connects on the first end of the 2-point foul shot to bring the Bison within 1 with this free throw. Still 3 freshmen on the floor for Oklahoma Christian. Long rebound does not go to the Bison. Wooldridge sees it as nobody was guarding on the 3-point play. Tito Pena in the paint, not able to convert. Exactly. And it doesn't ever seem, I mean, you almost feel like you're ahead at times because you feel like you're playing well, but you look up and you're down 5. Frazier checks in with 4 fouls at this point. Weedle in with 4 fouls, Frazier in with 4 fouls. Want to see a big defensive stand right here by the Bison, get a momentum switch, get back in this game, not letting the Eagles go up by 7. Great defense inside by Tito Pena on Brad Weedle. May not get the shot off they needed. Boy, a lot of action underneath the basket. Nothing being called. It's interesting the different times that you choose to call the push fouls. Now they put Danny Brown back in the game for the Eagles. Checks in with 4 fouls. 3 players with 4 fouls on the floor right now for the Eagles. Time for a big defensive stand right here by the Bison, and things can go quickly with a turnover. That's a big play right there. The Bison can get a little bit momentum shift right back here. J. Mott bringing the ball up for the Bison, kicks it across to Danny Brown. The ball stripped from Weedle. Great recovery by Clay Martin as Weedle tried to grab his foot. Kicks it across to Kevin Morrissey. Back over to Martin, could be a big play right here. And a great look inside for Eric Cardenas. Yeah, the Bison pull within 2 points here, as they trail now 73-75 with 4 minutes left in the game. The Oklahoma Christian Eagles leading by 2.
Jay, did you see Hoffman go buck? Hoffman was the most exciting person on that court.
He was out there just jumping up and down, hugging guys, getting people up, and that's one of the things that you'll find. That's one of the things that you'll find about Coach Hoffman, is he's probably the most excited player on the court.
Hoffman was ecstatic on that play. He was the first person on the court, went up and belly bumped Cardenas.
And this crowd is going crazy. You may be able to hear it back in this replay. Try that again. And look at wide open, great look inside to Eric Cardenas. Probably even a foul, but there's the 2 points right there. And the TO by the Eagles. Momentum has shifted. The crowd is in this game. The Bison trail by 2. They have to have a good feeling about this game. Brad Weedle in the game with 4 fouls. Danny Brown in the game with 4 fouls. Craig Frazier in the game with 4 fouls. Jay Mott in the game with 44. Noah Gavane in the game with 4 fouls. Coach Hayes saying, forget it. We've got to go with our best lineup. Even though there are 4 minutes left in the game, we've got to go with our best lineup and risk the fouls.
Bison down by 2. They go to their money player, Weedle. Not double team, one-on-one. Hendren cannot stop him. Weedle with his 27th point of the evening.
Look for the Bison to go right inside to Weedle here and try to get him out of the game right now so it does not come down to their money man.
They have to be looking for Eric Cardenas. Bad pass. Cardenas hustles. He gets it. He shoots his foul. He ought to be shooting 2 free throws. The foul is going to be on Frazier. That should be his 5th. No, they call it one foul.
I think Jay Mock, I guess that's the one Jay Mock is one that can afford it. That is his 3rd foul. Eric Cardenas to the line to shoot 2.
Do you see the hustle, man?
That's a great recovery there. Coach Hoffman, boy, tell you what, swept more than anybody out there on the court. He is into this game. He is wanting his Bison to win. Eric Cardenas connects on the first of two.
77-74. 75 points for the Bison. Tito Pena comes in for Cardenas. A defensive substitution here, so Cardenas does not pick up another foul. 2-point ball game, an even 3:30 left.
Tito Pena a little quicker on his feet, and I think that Bob Hoffman will want to be, he wants to be aggressive with Brad Wheeler. He doesn't want to just give him the shots as they may be doing. And Tito Pena, probably a better post defender.
Gavain, no good. Weedle, offensive rebound. Another foul on Hendren. He'll be shooting the 1-and-1. Hendren was just going for the rebound. Good offensive rebound by Brad Weedle.
Good offensive rebound. He had good position.
The fifth
and that
foul
can happen.
On Mike Hendren.
The Bison lose a very good post player in Mike Hendren. Mike Hendren gets a standing ovation from the crowd here at the Noble Complex. Everybody on their feet giving him a great effort by Mike Hendren this evening, playing very tough down inside against Brad Weedle and the big men of the Oklahoma Christian Eagles.
Woldridge is going to have a substitution here, and also Eric Cardenas. Cardenas will come in for Pena, and Lamont Ford will also check into the game for Bobby Connor. So this, if he misses this could be a big rebound here on the 1-on-1 situation.
I would look for the Bison Buckley going to Lamont Ford, as he will more than likely be guarded by Noel Gavain. Gavain playing with 4 fouls and a good leaper, as we mentioned. But if he tries to front Lamont Ford, they may be able to go down low and pick up the foul on Gavain.
Weedle, nice soft touch. I think that's 28 points for Weedle.
Brad Weedle rattles one home to go up 3. The Eagles lead 78-75.
Misses it. Look at the best hands in the SAC.
Great hands by Eric Cardenas. Great concentration as he picks up that.
1 possession ball game, 3 minutes. That's why Quinn Woldridge is in there. Look at Cardenas' work. And the shot. Great play by Eric Cardenas. 1-point ball game, ladies and gentlemen. You're on the edge of your seats. We are also, if you're not standing up. 77-78. 2:49 left to go.
Lamont Ford really playing some good defense inside. Not really known for being strong underneath, but playing some good post defense right now. Not letting Brad Weedle. That's how you beat Brad Weedle, is don't let him get low too quickly.
Off Frazier fouls. I don't think Gavain wants to take that shot. I don't think Hayes wants him to take that shot. Hayes is telling him about it right now.
I think, what you say to Gavain is, hey, Brad Weedle has scored 29 points. He's an outstanding player. You've got to get him the ball at this point in the game. That fouls Frazier out with 5 fouls. Checking into the game will be Joe Kennedy.
We got an offensive defensive substitution here. Bobby Connor will check into the game to play some defense. Clay Martin at the free throw line. This is when free throws count.
Clay Martin on the year, a 68.4% free throw shooter.
I don't know if I really like that percentage, but I know Clay Martin plays big in crucial times, and this is a crucial time.
That's a great point, John. He may not have the greatest percentage in the world, but that's the man I want at the line. And Clay Martin with the ball in his hands, and he connects, ties the game at 78 with 2:37 left in the game. We have a brand new clock, brand new scoreboard.
This could be the first time the Bison have led since the 14:35-minute mark in this half. And he gets it. Bison lead, 79-78.
Well, the Bison here have to hammer it home. They cannot afford to be tentative on defense. They have to stay in front of Brad Weedle. They have to keep him from taking the shots. Let Gavain take the shots. Let Danny Brown take the shots.
Morrissey,
maintain the intense defense.
Morrissey rips Brown. Brown could have been called for a foul.
Could have been called for his 5th right there.
Morrissey brings the ball up. Kennedy on him. 22nd timeout. 79-78.
The crowd on its feet here. It's a hometown crowd at the Noble Complex here in Shawnee, Oklahoma. As the Bison take a 20-second timeout.
20-second timeout. Let's play a little role playing here. You're Coach Hoffman. What are you setting up here in the huddle?
You're setting up a play that is going to score for you. I think you're looking inside to Eric Cardenas. Well, when you think Eric Cardenas is being played by Brad Weedle, that has got to be your play, because Brad Weedle cannot afford to foul him, and Eric Cardenas is one of your best shooters, one of your best players. I think that's simple, but you're figuring out a way to get him the ball because you know he's going to be double and triple teamed. Here's a look again at the last play, the strip by Kevin Morrissey. We'll be able to see it here. Kevin Morrissey comes up playing against Danny Brown, plays it off of Kevin's knee, and here's where Danny had a reach in. You can't see it from this side. Could have gotten the 5th foul, but a great play.
Coach Davenport also showing his